What if I told you the Third Reich didn't end in the ruins of Berlin? What if it simply moved south? There are two theories about what happened after World War II. The first, the official story, says that Hitler died in a bunker, Berlin burned, and the Nazi dream was crushed forever. But the second version is something far stranger. It whispers of secret bases beneath the ice of Antarctica, of submarines that vanished into the cold southern oceans, of flying saucers with swastikas, and a Nazi empire that never really died. They call it the Antarctic Reich, and like all legends, it begins with something real. In 1938, with the world teetering on the edge of war, Nazi Germany launched a mission unlike any other. A journey to the ends of the earth, to the vast, frozen wilderness of Antarctica. This was no secret operation. It was led by the German Society for Polar Research, backed by the Luftwaffe, and sanctioned by the Nazi High Command. Their vessel, the Schwabenland, equipped with cutting-edge Dornier aircraft that could take off from the deck, land on the ice, and be hauled back aboard with massive cranes. These are not tourists. They were mapping uncharted land and claiming it. Their target, a region known today as Queen Maud Land. But the Germans had another name for it, Neuschwabenland, New Swabia, a new territory for the Reich. They flew countless missions across the icy expanse, dropping metal darts marked with swastikas to stake their claim. They documented strange features, deep ice caverns, warm underground lakes, and bizarre natural formations. Some reports even hinted at vast, hollowed-out caves, shielded from the cold, hidden beneath the ice. Officially, it was a scientific expedition, but unofficially was it a scouting mission, a blueprint for something bigger? Germany declared Antarctica to be nobody's land, but they believed it should belong to them, heirs of the Vikings, explorers of the unknown. The Schwabenland returned to Germany in 1939, or was just months away, and whatever they found remained locked in silence. But this was just the beginning. In 1945, the world breathed a sigh of relief. The war was over. The Third Reich lay in ruins. Hitler dead, or so the history books say. But in the shadows, a different story was beginning to take shape. Whispers began to spread. Whispers of escape. That Hitler and high-ranking Nazis had not died in Berlin, but had fled. Some said they went to South America, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, but others claimed something far stranger, that they went even farther south, to Antarctica. The theory goes like this. In the final months of the war, a fleet of German submarines vanished, carrying not just men, but secrets, artifacts, advanced technology, and perhaps Hitler himself. They say these subs slipped beneath the waves and emerged beneath the ice, in a place the Germans had already mapped, already named, New Swabia, and they weren't alone. The legend claims the Nazis had discovered something beneath the ice, something ancient, that they had allied with a non-human intelligence, and that, in those hidden caverns, a new empire was born, one not bound by borders, one built on secrecy, science, and something darker. The war had ended, but the myth of the Antarctic Reich was just beginning. 2 years after the end of World War II, the United States sent a fleet to Antarctica. The year was 1947. The mission, officially, was called Operation Highjump, led by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd. It was the largest Antarctic expedition in history. 13 ships, over 4,000 men, dozens of aircraft. For science, they said, to test equipment, train in cold weather conditions, study the terrain. But not everyone believed that. Why such a massive military presence? Why the secrecy? And why did the mission end months ahead of schedule? According to reports, the fleet faced extreme weather, mechanical failures, even casualties. A tragic accident, they claimed. But in the years that followed, something else began to circulate. Stories. Stories of what really happened down there. That American planes encountered flying discs, flying saucers marked with swastikas. That these craft rose from beneath the ice, moved faster than any known aircraft, and attacked with devastating force. 5 ships lost, dozens of lives, a battle, not with nature, but with something else. And Admiral Byrd himself, in an alleged interview, he warned that the United States must be prepared to face aircraft that could fly from pole to pole in a matter of minutes. Was it a warning? or a cover story for something too incredible to explain. The facts are there. The expedition was real. The early withdrawal was real. And the mystery that followed. Refuses to die. As the rumors spread, a new theory emerged. That the Nazis had developed flying saucers. Long before Roswell. Long before the Cold War. Blueprints, documents, and whispers began to surface. The Ahnenerbe, the Vril, names given to advanced, disc-shaped aircraft, built in secret, powered by exotic energy. Some claim they were based on reverse-engineered alien technology. Others believe they were powered by Vril energy, a mythical force said to flow through the Earth itself. The source of these stories? The Ahnenerbe, a Nazi research organization obsessed with the occult, ancient civilizations, and forbidden knowledge. They scoured the world for relics. They studied sacred texts, esoteric diagrams, anything that could give the Reich an edge. What if they succeeded? According to the legend, the most advanced prototypes were never used in the war. Instead, they were transported to New Swabia, deep beneath the Antarctic ice. There, in caverns warmed by geothermal heat, far from prying eyes, they continued their work. They built hangars, labs, factories, and perhaps even a new kind of civilization. One where technology and mysticism were one and the same. A place where the Reich never died. It evolved. Whether myth or misinformation, these stories have endured. And they continue to raise one terrifying question. What if some part of it is true? As the years passed, the story of the Antarctic Reich grew stranger, more disturbing, more otherworldly. It wasn't just about submarines and secret labs anymore. It became something cosmic. Whistleblowers, declassified files, and fringe researchers began to speak of a pact. That during the war, the Nazis made contact, not with another country, but with another species. They spoke of ancient artifacts found in Tibet, cave drawings in the Sahara, and deep beneath the ice in Antarctica, signs of something not human. Some say the Ahnenerbe wasn't just chasing myths. They were following clues to the remnants of a pre-human civilization, or something not from this earth at all. And in those frozen caverns, the Reich found more than just shelter. They found knowledge. Knowledge that led to breakthroughs in anti-gravity propulsion, in radiation shielding, in biological enhancement. Technology far beyond anything the Allies had. And the beings who gave them this knowledge. That's where the theory split. Some call them ancient aliens. Others, fallen angels. Entities that live outside of time. Whatever they were, the result was the same. A hidden fusion of Nazi ambition and non-human intelligence. This is why some believe the Antarctic Reich never needed to conquer the world. Because they left it behind. And from beneath the ice, they watch. The war ended. The Third Reich fell. Berlin burned. But not everyone believed that was the end. Far to the south, buried beneath ice and silence, New Swabia lives on. In whispers and radar anomalies, and in fading photos no one can explain. According to the conspiracy, the Nazis didn't just flee to Antarctica. They built something there. Something permanent. An underground city powered by geothermal heat, shielded from satellites, inhabited by the elite of the Third Reich, and whatever else they brought with them. A place where the war never ended. Where generations passed in secret, advancing their technology, reshaping their ideology, waiting for the world above to forget, to grow weak, divided. The name New Swabia appears in declassified documents, in intercepted transmissions, and in the frightened testimonies of former soldiers and explorers who say they saw something and were told to never speak of it again. Some believe their descendants are still there. Others think they left, silently infiltrating global institutions, industries, and governments. Not with tanks, but with data, with influence, with ideas. And if that's true, then maybe the Reich wasn't defeated. Maybe it simply evolved. In the end, Antarctica remained silent. A frozen continent at the edge of the world. Untouched, unclaimed, unknowable. What truly happened in the shadows of history may never be clear. But the myths we tell about it speak volumes. They echo our fears, our curiosity, our desire to believe that the past still holds secrets. Yes, New Swabia was real. The expedition happened. The war came and went, and the world moved on. But the legend stayed. Because sometimes it's not about what's true. It's about what refuses to be forgotten.